What's up, everyone? All right, well, boy, this was a crazy day. I'm getting ready to head over. I've got a class I'm going to teach for a bunch of students, which I'm really looking forward to. And man, what a crazy day. 400% squeeze, short squeeze on WORX, out of control. Today, 8th consecutive green day, over $4,900 profit. I can't complain at all. 8 green days in a row is, that's awesome. That feels good. That's consistency. And that's exactly what I was going for here in April. So I haven't had a red day in April so far. Now my best green day hot streak was actually 56 consecutive days. We're gonna walk next door here. 56 green days in a row. I don't know that I'm gonna be able to top that. That would mean I can't have a red day. Go on, girl. It's sprinkling here. I wouldn't be able to have a red day until like June. But, even if I don't get a full 56 days, 56 green days and break that streak, the consistency is, as the focus, I think is going to be the way to go. It's so tough because, hitting those big wins, the glory of a, $15,000, $20,000, $30,000 winner, it feels great. It really does. It's an awesome feeling. But in order to get those types of trades, you guys know, and you've seen in my recaps, you got to be willing to step up to the plate and take some risk. And that's where, when things go wrong, it can be pretty bad. So I've stepped off of the roller coaster this month, and 8 days in, I'm feeling good. And today was actually the first of these 8 days where I'm almost positive I went red on the day. My very first trade was a green trade on WORX, but then I tried to take a trade on the break of VWAP. It failed, and I was in with 3,000 shares. It dropped. I added another 3,000 on the bottom. It popped back up, and I sold. And I was still at a loss from where I sold. And I don't know how much I lost on that, but I think it put me red on the day. And then I was able to, finish up almost 5,000. So I've been a little worried about how I would handle the first day. I pretty confidently am red. Again, I'm not looking at my P&L while I'm trading, so I don't know exactly where I'm at. I just kind of have a sense of that was a good trade, it was a bad trade, really bad trade, really good trade, and roughly where I'm at. So, yeah, today I did start to get a little bit nervous there, and I did start thinking, no, I don't want to end my consecutive day streak. And so in response to that, what I said to myself was, wait for the next really good setup, which is actually, good advice to give yourself. But if the market had really slowed down and there was nothing else that looked good, I don't know if I would have gotten to a point where I would have started getting frustrated and then been more likely to jump at something that wasn't good, just to try to get myself green. So, always something to kind of be in check with. Whatever you're doing, whether it's trying to set, monthly targets or consistency records or whatever else, sometimes when you have a trade that throws you off that, you have to just kind of be able to let go of that goal and just trade the trade for, the best you can, and try to let that stuff just sit at the door. It's not easy, but that's what you have to do. All right, you guys, so let's get into that recap. We'll talk about WORX. We'll talk about the other stocks I traded today. 3 stocks I traded, green on all 3 names, up almost $5,000. Nice day, 8th green day in a row. All right, enjoy the recap. Questions, comments, leave them below, and I'll see you guys first thing tomorrow morning. And if you're not already in the chat room, you better jump in. All right, guys, I'd love to see you in the community. We've got really a great group of traders, and it's a lot of fun. So hopefully I'll see you in there soon. What's up, everyone? All right, so, man, what a wild day. Today is no doubt my 8th consecutive green day. I know that I'm green. but I think that I may have been red at one point today, and it was WORX that gave me a little bit of a roller coaster on my P&L. BRQS, that one was, I traded with smaller share size, but moved a lot, and ICD, a little higher price, also smaller share size. So really the one today that was right off the watch list was WORX. All right, so, and you can see this is the chart that we've got up right now. So the thing with this one, and I'll take off my lines here and we'll just draw new ones as I kind of go through things here. So this one pre-market went from yesterday, it was at 225 to this morning at 805, it hit $9.95. Now it went up that much on approximately 350,000 shares of volume. And then it came all the way back down to a low of 527. So it gave back more than half of the move up, which is kind of crazy. I mean, it's just such a big move to the upside, then a big move back down. And then the question really was, where is this thing going to base out? Is it going to just fade for the rest of the day, or is it going to move back higher? So as I was doing my watch list this morning, this was the leading gapper, gapping up 186%. I knew it was the one that most people would be watching. If I go to time frame here and I go to historical time of 920, the leading gapper, of course, WORX. The second leading gapper, very light volume. Third, BioC, it's a penny stock, don't care about it. CANF, I've traded before and I don't really like it that much anymore, and as you can see here, it has already given back quite a bit of the move and was looking just kind of choppy. Like, it didn't go up all that much and then it came back down. So this one I was just kind of like, no, I don't think it's going to be the one. ICD, I ended up trading, but I was really hesitant on the float. 75 million shares, or 73, and there was no news catalyst. So I was kind of like, I don't know if I can really trust it. I'm concerned that price range could get me into trouble, so I steered clear initially, and then none of these I was interested in for a variety of reasons, but mostly either no catalyst, not a very nice chart, not a nice daily chart, the float's too high, price is too low, price is too high. So I said, all right, guys, well, WORX is going to be the one we're going to watch out of the gates. And those of you who watched my recap or were here when my watch list or were here when I was doing it, you know that I said this is going to be expert level trading. This is not beginner stuff. This is going to be choppy. It's going to be difficult. I'm just almost positive of it. But initially, my bias was to the long side as it was starting to squeeze up. And I did take a long on it right out of the gates here for this break over 660 right here. And on that trade, we got a quick squeeze up to 720, which was really not bad at all. So I traded that one, and let me go back to that first trade. So I bought, and I'm just looking at my timestamp here. So I bought 2,000 shares on my first trade. I sold it for what looks like was about $300 profit. I then added back at 77 for the break over 8. I added again at 93. For the break over 7, and then it broke 7, and I sold at 716, 708, and 702, which was really pretty solid. I had a bottom bounce after this drop right here. It bounced down to 6 and popped back up, but I had then a losing trade on it. Where was that loser? I'm just trying to find this. That was that one. So I think it was down here. Yeah, so I had a loser on this where I got in, what was it? I think it was this false break of VWAP right here. I got in at 645 for the break over VWAP here. And yeah, here it is. And then I stopped out as it dropped back down to $6. And so on that trade, I ended up giving back, looks like almost everything that I had made. I'm not sure to the penny, but I went from being green to basically being break even on it. But I stuck with it. I kept watching it, and when it came back up here, as it broke over 660, I got back in, and that was, we got to fast forward a little bit, right here. So I had one trade right here, a small win, and then a bigger trade right there. So let's just see where I finished the day. All right, so let's see. That's awesome. $4,984, 8 consecutive green day. That's awesome. That's a sweet day. So 2185 on WORX and 2342 on BRQS and $373 on ICD. And so right in here, I had a winner. I then gave it back. I knew I had a good size loss. I wasn't sure. I thought that I was probably red after that loss. And then I came back here. And so basically this $2,100 of profit was earned between the break of VWAP right here at 10:15 and this squeeze all the way up to a high of 835, which was awesome. So we got that nice break higher. And at that point I said, okay, I'm throwing in the towel. This may end up setting up a 5-minute pattern here. It looks like it is setting up one for the break over 8. But, you got to, at some point, know when to throw in the towel and walk away. So I'm taking the profit off the table on this, and I'm happy with the trades. If we dial in a little bit more closely here, the break of VWAP, we had this test here of 54, and this was an okay trade because I got in for the break of the high of this candle, which was 35. So it pulled back for a second. It then surged up. I got in. It broke through 50. It hit 54 and then dropped back down. It was a small winner. And I was like, that was weird. Came all the way back down to a low of 590. And then it ripped back up. And I was like, well, if it breaks over 60, I'm getting back in because that's this level right here. And I knew if it broke 60, we'd have room back up towards 7. So I got back in here. It pops up to 80, which was a nice trade. Then I added for the break of 80 right here. It hit 87. It pulls back. I added for the break over 90, and I was like, guys, I'm looking for the break of 7. And when it broke 7, this literally went from 687 all the way up to 740. Micro pullback. I added for the break of 750. It then pops up to 775. Little pullback and squeezes right here up to 811. So that's in a period of 4 or 5 minutes. We got a full $1 per share. My max share size today was 6,000 shares, and I did take 6,000 shares on a couple trades on WORX. So anyways, that was the high there, and we got a little pullback here, and then another quick little trade up to the very, very top of 35. So that was WORX. BRQS, I initially wasn't looking at very closely. It got halted a couple times going up. I think it was right here and then right here. And then right here it resumed. It pulled back and I bought this 1 minute pullback right here. So that was my first trade. It was at 442, the first 1 minute candle to make a new high. I wasn't going to buy it in here or here or here. I needed it to pull back. And so it pulled back and I was in right there. It pops up here to $5, which is a 60-cent breakout. I took my profit as it squeezed up, held a little bit into the halt. It halted, it opened and hit a high of 508. I sold so I could focus on WORX. It then comes back up right here, and I got back in for the break of 5. It squeezes up to 550, pulls back, hits a high of 635, and then right here I added for the break of 650, and it squeezed up to a high of 785. The only thing on this one is that the volume was pretty light. Even right now, the volume is only 1.6 million shares. And so I mitigated that by trading with smaller size. My biggest position was 2,000 shares. And on the last trades, I actually brought my share size down to 250 shares for each trade. As I think back on, previous months, this is the type of stock that I might have traded ordinarily with regular share size of 6,000 to 12,000 shares. And it's the type of stock that, it's got that home run potential. If it works, it could be a big win. but if you get caught going the wrong way, this is one candle right here where it dropped from 764 to 550. I actually tried to buy it on the bounce off VWAP at 560, and my order it did not fill. And it bounced from 560 there back up to about 650 before fading lower. So, unfortunately, it's the type of stock that definitely has the potential to give you a big win, but also a big loser. I couldn't afford the big loss. I wanted today to be my 8th consecutive green day, and it is. And so I knew I needed to trade with smaller share size. And I knew after the trade on WORX, the early trades, that I was probably not in great shape on the day. But then really it was between 10 and 10:30 that I made the bulk of my profit on BRQS, on that breakout on WORX, and then also on ICD, which ended up giving a nice little pullback, as you can see right here, and another one right here. This was not a big winner for me. I traded it with smaller share size. I took 2 trades on it, but I was happy to get a little bit of profit on it. So where I'm sitting right now, I can pull up my stats for the month. I'll obviously import today's trades tomorrow, so we can see how my performance is improved when we have tomorrow, or today, when we look at it tomorrow. So from April 1st through today, this was the calendar so far. So 2, 4, 6, 7 green days in a row before today. It's always nice to have a calendar that's bright green. You can see equity curve just going up. And the detailed P&L here, 71% accuracy. I'm not sure what it'll be after today because I took a lot of trades. Today I traded more than probably any other day, but WORX was giving a lot of opportunities for quick trades, and so it made sense. My average winners, $278. That will hopefully be higher after today. Average losing trade, $176. I did have that bigger loss on WORX, so those might go up as well. And this is a tough thing because if you only have, let's say I have 22 losing trades now, maybe tomorrow I'll have 23 or 24. So, you don't have a lot of losers, but then if you have one that becomes a bigger loser, it can really throw off your profit loss ratio. But as long as you've got a lot of winners, your accuracy will go up. So it's kind of that battle between having, really high accuracy and then not as good of a profit loss ratio, or a better profit loss ratio, but then the accuracy goes down a little bit. Average trades for winners, 7 minutes. Average trades for losers, 2 minutes. Cutting those losers quickly, which is important. Biggest loser, 584. I might have topped that today on WORX. Biggest winner, 1,700. And I wouldn't have topped that today on, I don't think, any individual trade, but we'll see tomorrow when I take a look. All right, so that's where I sit as of right now. Not a bad morning at all. In fact, this is going to be the best day of April. Yeah, it is. So these days, trading with a max of 6,000 shares, it seems like my good green days are topping out at around $3,000 to $5,000. Last month when I was trading with bigger share size, or in February when I was trading with bigger share size, my big green days were obviously bigger, 12,000 and up, but not having any red days is nice. And so the question will be at the end of the month, how does that all balance out? I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. But I'm feeling good about this strategy of trading with smaller share size. It's definitely a little less stressful. It's easier to get in and out of trades. And it's allowing me to focus on some of the other things I need to do, which is, try to be the best teacher possible for you guys who are at the beginning of your learning curve, where, really every day counts. So a day where I'm swinging for a home run, getting really aggressive, and not focusing on as much on you guys is not really going to be super helpful. So I'm trying to avoid that. And, that's a little bit in response to some big up and downs in March, which was partially the result of the overall market and me just trying to really aggressively trade through it. which at the end of the month, even though I made about $42,000 during the first 4 weeks of the market crash, I ended up having a couple red days just before that, and I had a couple big red days just at the end of March. So March, wasn't a great month for me. February was good, about $68,000 of profit, but January wasn't very good. So at this point, I'm trying to balance things and smooth things out a little bit more, and it seems like I'm, so far, 8 days in here to April, feeling pretty good. So, if I can have another nice day tomorrow, that would be terrific. And it'll start the same as today, looking at the gap scanner, hoping to see something that looks decent, and then trading small share size pullbacks on whatever is strong and moving up. All right, you guys, so that's my recap for today. I hope you guys all did well. I know I saw some nice people posting the P&L in the chat room, so great job for those of you guys. If you want to post how much you've made in the chat room, I'll pull this up on screen share so others can see it. So just type in the room how much you locked up today. I know we've already actually had about 1,000 people leave for the day from where we were at a little earlier, but all right, and I'll just pull this up on screen share here. Oops, close that window, open this window. Ibrahim, nice job, man. All right, so there we go. Daniel, nice. Daniel, is that real money or are you in the sim? 11,000, wow. 5,986, 2,300, minus 150. Well, live and learn. At least you lived. Tomorrow's a new day. Sim, nice. Good job, though. 1,400, 1,000, minus 2,000 in the sim. So you want to tighten that up. That's good that you're in the sim. 6,800, 3,700, 1,500, 10,000 real money, 16,000 sim. Nice job, Carrie. That's awesome. So some of you guys are stepping up to the plate with a little bit bigger share size than me, and good for you. You're getting paid for that. All right, so give yourselves a pat on the back. If you didn't come out today with as much as you wanted, study the charts, go back and look at what the better entries would have been, where things went off the rails, and we'll be back at it, as always, first thing tomorrow morning, and hopefully we'll have another juicy stock like WORX that'll give us some nice opportunities. All right, that's it for me. I'll see you guys first thing tomorrow morning. Bye, everyone. Hey, did you know that I go live every single morning between 9 and 9:15 to stream my pre-market watch list? Subscribe to the channel, press the bell for the alert, and you'll get the notification.